Hey everybody, welcome back to the Breach. We're gonna do the fire team. And we are going to use the secret pilot, Mafon. So she is one of the Zoltan from FTL. If you haven't played that game, I don't want to go too into it, but there's a couple non-human races. And this one is low HP, high energy, creates energy just by being around the Zoltan. So that is the reasoning behind reactor core for free, low HP, shields coming back, they have shield tech. This is going to be an interesting pilot to use. I don't know that it's necessarily great on this team, but it's definitely one of the favorite pilots, and it's a really good pilot for some of the other teams.
Yeah, Mafon handles really interestingly. Just with you get one hit at a time.
Yep, and that hit will block whatever because it's a shield. We have used the flamethrower before, a little bit. Now we're going to use it as our primary damage. If an enemy is on fire, we do too. If it's not, we set them on fire. The nice thing about the flamethrower is it can be upgraded for 3 range, and you can pick which tile is shoving. So you can make it work for you. You can just set them on fire and not push them if you want. We also, this team, all about being immune to fire. So that's not going to be a concern. That's immediately the concern after playing Smoke Team. You think, oh man, I'm going to be on fire the whole time, but we're all immune. So that's right here, Flame Shielding. It's free, it's on, it's ready to go. We also have a really nice artillery mech that lights an enemy on fire and has 4 shove. I don't really have any complaints about that. It's pretty solid. And heart and soul of the science mechs for me is this swap mech. It's one of the best. It flies, it swaps positions. You can upgrade the swap immediately out the gate. It's kind of weak because it's only 1 tile range, but when you get it fully upgraded, you can hover over water 2-3 tiles away and just trade places and kill them. And there it is. We need to teleport 4 tiles away. That should be done. That's just a matter of leveling that up. Ending a battle with tiles on fire, that could be done in mission 1. We light a lot of stuff on fire. We'll get it eventually. And burning 5 at once is a matter of having enemies strong enough to survive all the fire that we're going to put on the field. So our missions are just big teleport and lots of flames. That's what I'm all about anyway. We're going to definitely do that. Let's do it. I guess the first question is, where are we putting our Zoltan who has a reactor upgrade, because that's going to be a very powerful thing. I think the best 2 upgrades are the range upgrade here and the range upgrade on the flamethrower. Do we want the swap mech to actually be useful? Because I feel like that's what the swap mech needs, is that range up. I don't know that we really need the flamethrower.
Since the swap mech is the least durable part of this team anyway, you're not losing much. And instead kind of turning them into the most durable through the shield.
Yeah, we're losing a lot of HP putting Mafon anywhere else. So that's what I was thinking. Though I really do want the flamethrower upgrade, and I'll go for it right away. The other upgrade we haven't seen yet, it shoots flames backwards, which is mildly useful. It might get us out of a jam. It's not huge help, but it's something. So that's the backburn. That's a pretty low priority upgrade for me. I'll mention again, the buildings are immune to fire, so pretty much it's practically impossible for us to do grid damage to ourselves unless we shove into the buildings. Also, I hate that the bomb is here, because I think the archive is a really easy start for the flame team. There's fire already, just naturally fire created here. So I kind of want to go here anyway.
Yeah, may as well get the bomb out of the way early.
I think we can handle it. It's just not my preference of buff, but I don't think it's going to be a huge problem. Any fire that gets started is just going to work to our benefit. The train is also fire immune. I'm pretty confident in that. I'm 90% sure it is. So let's find out.
Allied units should benefit from the flame shield.
That's what I'm thinking. So like I was saying, the swap mech, it can swap to here. I'll fly here, and if this thing doesn't move, I could just swap it into the ocean. That's what it's all about. That's how it actually gets kills. We have that green shield, the Zoltan shield, indicating it's going to regenerate every turn. This guy is troublesome.
How close could we get the swap mech? Especially if that scarab weren't in the way. Alright, not enough unless we also shoved it.
I could shove it onto the time pod, but it'll break it. I see a couple ways to solve this. It all involves pushing my own men so that they can get in range to do something about it. I have the option to push my artillery left to shove it this way, or push my swap mech down so that it can come here and swap it over. And then I'll kill this guy one way or the other.
Yeah, there's only 2 threats to buildings right now, so you can afford to do that.
Yep, 1 threat to the train and 1 threat to this. This guy I can kill. So it's... Where would this guy be less annoying? And I think what I want to do is stand here. We'll take a hit for this, but we'll light this guy on fire and shove my buddy over. That swap range has made that possible. And we'll kiss this guy goodbye. Apparently Zoltans don't talk in English. They do in FTL, but apparently they don't in this game anyway. Now our enemies explode. That's not really a problem right here, though. We would see that 2 damage on the flamethrower if I attack that guy. Where do I want to swap? I'm seeing some good moves. You could just light this guy on fire. I think I'm gonna go ahead and make this shot happen.
Yeah, that's a kill and a spawn blocked and more fire.
We can kill this guy too. I was overthinking it because I'm trying to get the damage, but I can just shove him in the ocean. This little thing is going to overflow with Vec. That 1 tile of water is really good. So, I'm glad the teams are selected this way because it's turning out to be back and forth between raw damage and weird tactics. The hazard team is the polar opposite of this, where we do damage at the end of turns.
Yeah, just swap that Hornet out of there and then you're fine.
That is the end of the mission. Yeah, that's it. We can do whatever we want now. Since he was exploding, I was having issues with it, and that's what I'm afraid of, is that we won't be able to kill that thing without putting too much effort into it, and we'll lose our turn. And blow up. That might happen. That's why bombs scare me when I don't do 2 damage outright. No damage while blocking is incredible. When you have a Zoltan pilot who has 1 HP, all of a sudden the biggest problem with that pilot is solved. I might equip that.
Yeah, slam that on somewhere. Really good compliment to the team.
I'm not going to use the 1 power on it just yet, though, because I really cannot overstate how good this flamethrower is. I really want that range. That is definitely my next core, though, is going into that. that one range upgrade and this range upgrade, that's really the biggest first upgrades to get. This team is made by those.
Yeah, this team has plenty of damage, but it's delayed damage. So anything that helps you get started sooner and maintain control while you're getting the fires lit.
I don't think that our flame shield will protect the tanks. It says mechs on it. I think the tank is not immune to fire, and the train was, just naturally. So I gotta be careful here. I do not want to burn my friends. They got a pretty nasty Alpha Hornet up here too. We can only kill it halfway with 2 mechs working on it. Now we do damage with the fire at the end of the turn, so it technically does 1 damage. So we do 3 if we hit one that's already on fire. I want to swap the Hornet here, have him kill his friend. Maybe. Or I could swap him back, light this guy on fire, and shove this dude over because I upgraded the range on the flamethrower. This dude's not doing anything. That might be an okay move. He is going to hit my friend, but he's the one with the Zoltan shield, so that doesn't mean anything. Here's that shove where we pick. If we shove this guy, we will not light this one on fire, and they'll both take 1 damage shove. This one will be lit on fire. Or we can push here, no shove damage. A shove happens, they're all on fire, and because he landed in trees, that tile is also on fire, which is the fringe benefit of this map coming into play. If I shoot this guy, that's actually really good, because with their 2 HP, they'll be dead next turn. I'm just hoping that a bomb does not show up, because that would be nasty. Then I'd have to worry about where that guy's going to explode next turn. The bomb scion. It is not here, so we're in good shape. That one's out.
Alright, this is pretty clean.
This guy is missing. This guy, if I can get my mech here, I can kill it. And I would like to, it's really annoying. So we have 2 that are wasting their turn. This one's dead.
2 threats to buildings and the 1 going after the tank.
I could just make him miss. I think I want to block the spawn and kill this guy instead. Which means I need to shove this guy up. We only have to deal with that Hornet for 1 more turn.
Yeah, a good thing you get out of the fire team is that those turns where you have to use all your effort just to reposition things, you're still getting closer to kills.
Yeah, they've given the illusion of mayhem here, but this guy's dead. This guy will be dead next turn.
Or could
It's
be
not as
dead
bad
now,
as it seems.
since you don't have all that much bearing down on you. Could burn him out. And the tanks are online now, so good times.
Yeah, they're good. We can just burn this guy, it will do that bonus damage. This dude being dead, no problem. That's a mission solved, honestly. Whatever comes out now is not going to be a big deal. Everything looks good. Two fireflies. And that's it. They're gonna burn to death just from that. That's all we had to do.
How close were you to the achievement? 3, 6... 2 off, alright.
If I had backburn on my artillery, I would have already gotten it.
That's just how quickly you start ramping up to full fire.
Satellites are totally immune to fire. They must be. I'm not 100% about any time I say that, but I figure just about everything that is immobile is. That one's a really interesting, very safe satellite. The Hornet's a little issue, but not really. I can shoot fire through it to push. So if it were here, the artillery is the only solution. Swap. I tend to have the swap mech near the water so that if it wants to get a kill, it's able to reach. It needs to be over the water to swap, but that's how it gets its kills. That's a kill on that alpha. Actually, that's 2. If I want, it's 3. I'll be okay with this. We'll just light this on fire. Block that spawn. Off to a good start on this satellite mission.
If you use both your fire sources at full power each turn, that'll get you that achievement.
I can go even further and pull them onto fire like that, but I think my Zoltan shield messed it up. Does it cancel fire? Interesting array of enemies here.
I think it was that you didn't light that tile on fire. You just pushed a burning enemy onto it.
Yeah. Okay, well, let me look at my problems here. Just these two. I felt overwhelmed for a second, but that's all it is just this guy on the left and the scarab over here. They do explode. This gives me a little bit of a dilemma. I cannot kill this one. I would push him into the mountains if he wasn't going to blow up, but he is.
How much health does that one have left? Alright, it's full. It's not gonna burn down anytime soon.
If I shot here...
Do that, and then the swap, and then, yeah, the flamethrower can go do work. Good turn.
Those two are going to blow up next turn, so I have to make sure that they're not going to blow up on a building. The satellite killing them would work out, except for they'll kill the satellite. I can't let that happen either. This thing up here just needs to die, and I can probably make that happen. That's really the only issue. This thing will kill the satellite too. I can block it with my This is the only unit who could block that 3 damage shot, which is his advantage. I can get rid of this dude up here. You know what? If I shove into his buddy will explode and he'll take himself out. The satellite will take 1 hit, but it'll be okay.
And then that works out as long as you can... That's dead. So now you just need to solve the big firefly.
That all looks good to me. Just tanking that thing is all we have to do. Yeah, 12 fire is not a lot to ask for, because we're always doing like 10 just naturally. Mech reactor. I'll get movement. I've been feeling the burn of 3 movement there on this guy. Block Vexmon 3 times. Seems like a good time to think about switching from range to this, but I really, really like the teleport range. I think we'll be alright just standing on them the way we're supposed to.
There were landmines on the map, it's going to be pretty safe.
I'm just going to do this the right way, the regular way, not worry about our bonus. I cannot swap onto a mine. If I fly over it, I will die. Even though I fly. You cannot fly over mines. That's just a thing that happens. They can't fly over mines either, to be fair. It's usually more my benefit than hindrance. That. Okay, well that's 1 spawn blocked. Yeah, I'll have this guy block the spawn for me. I think I want to shove this guy over. I don't really want to do anything else here.
Yeah, just start some fires.
He will kill the landmine, I think. Unfortunately. They are making this really easy for me. This all works out just fine. We blocked 5 spawns. It's one of those situations where I really should have probably let some through just because I don't have anything to kill. I'm just sitting around. I think I'm done blocking spawns here. Two threats. One threat. That should be it. You can kill him too. Just a bunch of enemies with 1 HP. This is Fire Team's motto here. There it is. Without much upgrades at all. And we got one of those grids. Boss time. Scorpion Leader is going to be minimal threat. The webbing is not really a problem for this team. Probably less than almost any team in this game. They are really good at getting away from webs. Everyone shoves. This whole team. So the primary threat of the boss, that it webs everything, is not really there. The Bomb Scion, the Blast Scion, is scarier, honestly. I have to deal with that while fighting all the enemies. And I don't do direct damage, so it's hard for me to do 2 damage to it unless it's on fire.
Yeah, with your current setup, it takes 2 actions to deal 2 damage on the spot.
There's not much I can do about that, and it's sad to see that they're starting with it out. This guy will hopefully do what I think he's going to do and walk directly up here, and then I will just fire him back down. I don't think I even need to be webbed. If I want to, I can be free while I do
Yeah,
that.
he'll probably just grab the tower, even if no one else is there.
I've got that 4 movement, I might as well use it. Yep, the only move it really had. And it's a really good thing for me because he's going to kill his friend. Harmlessly. He hits for 2 in a circle, he'll blow his friend up.
And then those 2 can get started on the Scion.
He'll kill the Scion for me too. That looks like a good turn to me. All my concerns are alleviated immediately because of their screw up. The first action they take will be to wipe out their entire team. Now we have a boss, a very injured boss, who is on fire. And I just gotta be careful not to let him get away with what he thinks he's gonna do here.
Yeah, I just need to swap him somewhere safe.
If like I said, the buildings are immune to fire, so I think I want to do this. And then have him kill his friend, but his friend's pretty weak, pretty not threatening, so maybe I shouldn't bother with that. I think I would rather light stuff on fire, block spawns, do that kind of stuff. One more hit from the flamethrower and the boss is dead. There's that 4 movement coming into play. Since we don't have to worry about the boss strike, I can go ahead and shove these guys.
Swap him over there.
That's a turn. This looks like a perfect island for the flames. Three threats. Wasted 2 of them. We can kill him by lighting him on fire and using the shove damage to our benefit here. That's how you squeeze a little bit more damage out of this team. The shove is 1, the fire preemptively is 2, and then it burns for 1 more. That's 4 is pretty much the most we can do. Which isn't a bad amount of damage, it just takes 2 actions to do it at the start of a turn. Perfect island. And grid defense. Chen's back. That's not a bad choice. This weapon is no good for me. science class weapon. I've got ridiculous weapons on my science mech. Well, Zaz is out of here. There's no way I'm not taking Chen with me over that.
That button, though.
We could use this. I've always regretted. So, we didn't really talk about it much, but this on the Hazard team would have been outrageous. Every mech on that team could equip this button. Use it one time per battle to instantly kill whatever, up to 4 enemies, theoretically. More like 2 usually, but 2 alphas or a boss, just whatever. It's pretty much an instant win. The Hazard team will heal, they won't die. They'll escape death. Here's a pool tank. Probably the weaker of the tanks around. I like the one that does damage and shoves, but this one's not too bad. It does fly. Repulse and this Frosty Beam again. I think I should just get 3 orbs. I don't see anything here I should invest in. I'll hold on to this pilot for later. Sell him.
Yeah, this is one of the teams that isn't really missing anything in its loadout.
With 3 orbs, we could upgrade this or get the flamethrower all the way up. Could get maximum range on the swap. That also sounds good. It wouldn't be a bad idea.
Full swap range and the stabilizer both online.
That's what I'm thinking.
And then swap mech is pretty much done. Just 1 more power for the move boost.
This full range, it's +2 this time. It's crazy far. It's actually 1 further than that's showing because we have this too. So we're already ready to get the second achievement, that max range teleport. 4 range gives us a ton of options. This thing flies, so it's always able to get in position. I didn't really talk about flying very much. It basically is Henry's ability to go through enemies. They can fly, they just fly to where they're going. They don't worry about lava and stuff, they just go. They can fire over water, they're the only type that can do that, flying mechs. Well, that's Island 1. We'll figure out which one of these 3 we're doing next on the next video. See you then, folks.